Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. And this video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be another holiday movie. Today, I'm going to do my top 10 disappointing films of the 2010s each year from 2010 to 2019. These are all, not random. These are random choices, but they're all movies that came out in this decade. Nothing from 2009. Everything had to come out between January of 2010 or December of this year, which yeah, there's the thing from December, I mean from 2019 is something that came out months ago. So just a little recap. I'm going to go back to the movies that I saw that were not the worst of all time, but they were disappointing. These movies could have been so much better than I was expecting, and yeah, you're going to get a lot of disagreements here. I know some people are going to be pissed, especially which what's coming out in 3 days. But I'm going to get to one of those, and yeah, I'm not going to hold back. But let's start with the first year in this decade, the worst in my opinion. 2010, we have Predators. Yes, I know Jaquez is going to definitely agree with me on this. Not the Predator that came out last year, Predators from 2010. What was this? Tell me, Fox, before you got bought out by Disney, what the hell was this? You wait 20 years to try to remake the first movie again with a shittier cast, with CG, Predator dogs, and freaking Adrian Brody, and he just gets dumped on the Predator planet with no explanation. Again, what was this? This could have been. This is disappointing because we waited 20 years to see another Predator movie after Alien versus Predator 1 and 2 and the Predator 2. And this is the best you can get. Yeah, freaking Robert Rodriguez writing the script, it was shit. I didn't care for these characters. The movie's boring. The film is so uneventful. It just feels like a rehash of the first movie. And you have lines taken from the first movie. Come on, kill me. Do it now. Do it now. And then you have the freaking the mud on the jungle. You have the freaking predator, aiming its weapon at somebody. Yeah, I didn't see that in the original. Again, you have the predator being taken out with traps again. You have the freaking you have somebody exploding again. You have an interracial cast again, even though these are not commandos. It's Topher Grace and Danny Trejo and freaking some Japanese guy we don't know, a Russian guy, a bitch that we don't care about. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I don't care. And you have these other. I think the black guy is there. He dies, of course, because you can't have that, not have that in a horror movie. And predator dogs. Yeah, this was uneventful. This was one of the worst films, one of the most underwhelming films of 2010. Some people would have said Airbender or whatever, but I'm like, I don't hate that movie. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what you were expecting. With this, I was more underwhelmed. I saw this movie and I was like, where did the money go? No ideas whatsoever. Nothing interesting. They took away the weapons and the personality of the predators. Yeah, instead of one predator, there's three. And they all die like bitches. And the predator dogs, the predators never needed dogs. These are like the dogs from Avatar. And the film literally, there's no action for about 40 minutes. Yes, it's R rated, I give it that, but it's so boring. And if you've seen the first movie, that should not be the case. You can have action throughout and some good dialogue and good character moments. Not try to recreate the first one. And this is not the first sequel in this decade that tried to recapture something from the past. We'll get to that. But yeah, Predators is 2010 is the most disappointing movie from 2010 easily. If you like this movie, more power to you. But I'd rather see the first two films or AVPR. Requiem has problems, but at least the Predator is not. It doesn't die like a bitch in that. Okay, next is 2011, the most disappointing movie I've seen in the theater to this day. Nothing will top this, and it's Zack Snyder's, not Man of Steel, Sucker Punch. This came out first. I already reviewed this movie. You can see my rant on it online. I hated how this movie turned out. The trailer was awesome. It lied to me. It's a freaking slow, boring movie with horrible cover, versions of songs that are popular. It's all of this doesn't matter because the girls are fighting in a freaking daydream. So none of this is real. The characters are lifeless and boring. You have these girls that act like sluts, and then they're supposed to be taken seriously as badasses, and I don't buy it. Yeah, the visuals are cool, but again, Zack Snyder needs a story, someone to write his stories and make it coherent. We're not paying for fan fiction, freaking bad anime adaptations. We want to watch a good movie that flows well. And you kill off Vanessa Hudgens, and you kill off Jamie Chung, and you kill off Gemma Malone in the same scene. And the ones you're left with are two lifeless robots from not the UK, from Australia, that can't act their way out of a bag. Emily Browning and freaking Abby Cornish. Why the hell was I supposed to take care of worry about these two girls? They have no personality. The only one that had a personality was Jenna Malone as Rocket. She was cool, but she's the first to die, of course, because Zack Snyder had to piss me off. This is why I didn't see another one of his films in the theater until BBS, because I was just so underwhelmed by this, and it's still to this day the worst thing of that Zack Snyder has done in theatrically that I've seen. It was so underwhelming. Nothing good about it. It's a slap in the face to men. It's a freaking misogynistic bullshit movie. Scott Glenn has nothing to do. He just says, do this, and then they do it, and then it's over. And unlike the Hunger Games, where they're actually fighting real people in reality, not a virtual reality, or in like in Ready Player One, or in a daydream, this doesn't have any of that. There's no risk. There's no stakes. All of this is just in their heads, and it was underwhelming. It's the most painful experience in the theater I've had with being, you know, completely let down. That's why it's the most. It's on this list because it could have been good. It could have been like a cool pseudo cyberpunk anime style action movie with women, and it's just a dud. And no, I didn't see the extended cut because this just movie this almost robbed me of my joy. I was in a funk for 2 days. I had to see another movie just to get my smile back. Does that sound familiar? We'll get to that. But this movie still hurts more because I love the trailer and my expectations were at a minimal. But then I saw the movie and I'm like, the action's good, but Zack Snyder can't tell a story. Not here. He pulled it off of Watchmen. I love Watchmen. I haven't seen 300. I heard good things. The Dawn of the Dead remake at least is different from the original, but this is one of the worst things he's done. And I wish that he could apologize for this more than the DC universe because this hurt more. Okay, well, let's get away. I don't want to review that movie again. I already did. See it on my channel. Number 20, the year 2012, the year that the Avengers came out. So trust me, there are no MCU movies in this list. There were some that had problems, but there was nothing that let me down as epically as some of the DC films I saw. The next one is an three good actors wasted in a shitty romantic action comedy called This Means War. You're damn right. Why is this the most disappointing? Because Amazing Spider-Man, I had no interest in. I saw it and I was bored out of my mind. So there were no expectations. Disappointment comes with anticipation first. I have to anticipate the movie before. This movie looked like it could have been fun. Could have been like 21 Jump Street or Mission Impossible mixed with a love story, a love triangle that goes nowhere. And yes, I also ranted on this movie too on my channel. Most of these I have ranted on, except for the last two, because I don't know if I want to review them. But anyway, This Means War is not funny. Every sex joke is freaking childish and sophomoric. Tom Hardy and Chris Pine had more chemistry with each other than they did with the girl with Reese Witherspoon, who they say is a total bitch in real life. I don't know. That's just what I've read. And why are they fighting for this girl? Why? There are better looking women in this movie. There are better looking women in the MCU. There are better looking women, that are on the and a freaking the extended cut of this movie that were cut out of the film. What the hell was wrong with this film? It just had no direction. McGee could have done better than this. I think he directed this, yeah, right? But he didn't write it. This is a shitty movie. I don't know why. It deserved to bomb at the box office. It could have been. Josh, if you like this movie, I don't know why. The action is shot like shit. There's shaky cam, there's bad CG, and it looks like a bad video game. Yeah, McGee directed this movie. I rather see the Charlie's Angels movies again. Those were flawed. The good ones with Cameron Diaz and Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore. McGee, this is one of his worst films. It's definitely the most disappointing I've seen in this decade, easily. In the last decade, he did Terminator Salvation. I can forgive that. It has some cool action. The Charlie's Angels movies, like I said, I like them. He's done some TV shows that I enjoy. Yes, he sounds like a McDonald's burger, but he's still a better director than J.J. Abrams. I can easily say that. This script, Simon Kinberg, go fuck yourself. You did some of the worst writing in this decade. You did Dark Phoenix, Apocalypse, and uh, other freaking movies that I didn't care for. McGee also did We Are Marshall. I haven't seen that. I heard it's decent, but yeah, this is one of his worst. 3 Days to Kill. I thought it was decent. At least Kevin Costner kept me awake. Yeah, he did episodes of Chuck, The Babysitter, Behind Enemy Lines TV show, The Babysitter 2. Yeah, this is easily the worst thing I've seen him do. With 3 Days to Kill, I was not expecting much. The critics said it was horrible. I liked it for what it is. I have it on Blu-ray. This I would never get on DVD or Blu-ray. It's awful. It's unfunny. The action's out of focus. It's not romantic at all. These two guys, they should get arrested for what they're doing to this poor girl. They're spying on her and they're dating her and they're putting like bugs in her house and like bugging her home and they don't tell her what they are. I'm like, just say it. I'm a spy. You're either with me or you're not. Does Ethan Hunt do that? Does he hide that he's a spy from his own wife and Michelle Monaghan in Mission Impossible 3? No. Only good J.J. Abrams movie that he directed that he didn't fuck up. But yeah, This Means War is so disappointing. I saw it on cable and I'm like, this was released theatrically? Tom Hardy uses his normal accent. That's not the problem with the movie. It's the freaking jokes and the bad action and the romance that goes nowhere and the running time. This film feels like 2 hours. There's a reason why this did not get a sequel. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, the theatrical cut. If you've never seen this movie, don't waste your time. Go see 21 Jump Street. Go see 22 Jump Street. Go see freaking any of the Mission Impossibles. Even 2, as bad as it is, and I don't like that movie, Tom Cruise kept me awake. And the spy stuff is cool in it for what it is. This is shit. Accolades. Yeah, critical response 26%. Yeah, a career low light for all three of these likable stars. This means War is loud, clumsily edited, and neither romantic or funny, and the action sucks. So if you're looking for a fun action movie, look elsewhere. This is not it. Avoid this for all costs. Next is 2013. This is going to be a huge one. This one I'm going to get a ton of comments saying you're high as a kite. You're the worst guy ever. But hear me out. Levy, Josh, the other Josh, Tevya, hear me out. Man of Steel. I did not like this being the start of the DC universe. It's gloomy, it's depressing, it's boring, it's too freaking long, and it's trying to be the Superman movies that Christopher Reeve did. There's no color. Cavill has a freaking face that's barely expressive. He's a boring Superman. He's a sociopath. He just doesn't give a shit about anybody except Lois. He could save his people and he doesn't because he's an asshole. He kills Zod in a controversial way. And I wanted something better. I like the Superman character. The Christopher Reeve movies are a mixed bag, definitely. The first two movies are legendary. The third movie, underrated. The fourth movie, horrible, no matter what. I like Superman Returns better. It needed more action, yeah, but the character is intact. This is just some gloomy, dark bullshit that we didn't need. Zod overacting. I will find him. And then the freaking ending where he's wearing glasses trying to hide who he is. I'm like, Lois already knows who you are. So the whole glasses thing is freaking pointless. And thank God Cavill's not going to be Superman for a long freaking time. Even if he comes back, it's already going to be too late. Audiences are not going to give a shit about a Man of Steel sequel. We're going to get a Shazam sequel? Great. That's what I wanted, DC, in the first place. Not gloom and doom. Everything's dark. Everything's depressing. Everything is joyless. Yeah, you try not to be like Marvel and look at the box office results because you pissed people off. You thought Last Jedi was divisive? That's not on this list, by the way. I didn't see it, so fuck that movie. This movie's more divisive. You took something I loved and you made it doom and gloom. I saw Superman Doomsday twice. It's better than your freaking movie. It has a story. It made me cry. I was invested. I smiled at the good story, how they adapted it right the second time. Here, it's doom and gloom, and I was depressed. I wasn't happy when he was destroying Metropolis, all the buildings crumbling to the ground like 9/11. I'm supposed to be joyful about that, but enough of this. I hate Man of Steel. It's so underwhelming. It's the most underwhelming DC movie that started the DC universe. It was supposed to be Green Lantern, but that flopped. This is doom and gloom, and I don't care for it. Again, Zack Snyder, put some freaking joy in your movies. Stop trying to make a freaking drama with superheroes in it. I already got enough of that on the CW. Thank you very much. No thanks. Thank God they got away from this doom and gloom shit. I don't need this for the Flash. I want Flash to smile. I want him to be expressive. I want him to be bright and colorful and have some jokes. That would make him different from the Grant Gustin version where he's crying all the time. I don't need that in my DC universe anymore. We get it. You don't want to be like Marvel. You want to be a little darker. You can be dark, like in Shazam, have people die, but still have a joke or two. Have some color. Have fun. Embrace the source material. Yeah, embrace it. Don't try to make this doom and gloom shit. It didn't work with Man of Steel. It did not work with Spider Man. It didn't work with the Fantastic Four. And it sure as hell not going to work anymore if you try it again. The only DC character that works with dark all the way is Batman. That's it. Batman. Arrow at least did its own thing on TV, but Batman is the reason. He's the reason that the DC universe even exists. Because without him, they wouldn't know what dark was. Because the Christopher Reeve Superman movies were not dark. They hardly ever got dark. They were not like this. It wasn't until Batman '89 and then Dark Knight, Batman Begins, where darkness worked in the DC universe. Here, it doesn't. So I'm done. See my rant on YouTube if you want to see hear more. Okay, 2014 is the year of the middle half. Like we're halfway home. This was the most depressing freaking sequel that was not a DC or Marvel movie, and it's a letdown of epic proportions considering how much I really enjoyed the first two films, and that is the Expendables 3. I don't care if you like this movie or not, guys. I don't care. This let me down. I loved the first movie in the theater. I left felt with so much testosterone. I was like, damn, that was a good movie. Second one was flawed, but I still had some fun with it. The scene at the end alone was cool. But this one was a letdown. Terrible CGI in the beginning with the train. Horrible misuse of freaking Wesley Snipes. Bad freaking character moments for the original cast. Giving Jet Li like what one scene at the end, and Dolph Lundgren having nothing to do, Terry Crews getting injured in the beginning of the film, Stallone acting like an asshole, freaking the new recruits that I couldn't give a rat's ass about. Scott, was it Glenn Powell and all that, and Ronda Rousey? Yeah, you can't act, Ronda. You can fight. You're not an actress. Stay home. Gina Carano did it better in Deadpool. Yeah, freaking the guy from Twilight and some other fighter with a gun. Yeah, don't give a shit about them. They're all generic. The only good things in this movie are Harrison Ford in this one scene, and I also like Mel Gibson as the villain. He was at least active, and it was good to see Mel Gibson. As much as he's an asshole, he can still act. He gave the most compelling performance compared to everybody else. He's like, "Oh look, I captured you youngsters. Fuck off. I'm the boss here." But the rest of the movie's underwhelming. Antonio Banderas is so freaking annoying. He's on coke the entire freaking movie. He won't shut up, and I was like, please shut the fuck up. Please shut the fuck up. Good God, he was like Speedy Gonzalez on speed, on like freaking ecstasy or something. It's just too in my face, and I was like, please just never do another movie. That's why when he did the SpongeBob sequel, I was worried he was going to annoy me, but no, he gets his ass kicked, which is nice to see. And he's not a horrible actor. I liked him in as Puss in Boots. He wasn't that bad in the Shrek sequels, but here he won't shut up, and I wanted him to. And just it's underwhelming considering how good the first one was, and the second one had its moments. This one, I wish it was buried. Thank God it flopped, and I'm glad they're not going to do a four. It was really pandering and stupid, and yeah, that men line that Ronda Rousey said pissed me off so much. And that was before the whole feminazi thing that Kathleen Kennedy exploited in every freaking movie, I swear. But yeah, I suffered through it. Hopefully you won't have to. Just see the first two. They have their flaws, but they're better than this freaking movie. This didn't even try. I left the theater like, what did they do to the Expendables franchise? You went from great to good to a piece of shit. And if you don't believe me, check the box office receipts. I went to the theater, saw it for free, and I still was robbed of almost 2 hours. And if I don't care about the new recruits, why should I care about another movie? This got a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, almost the same rating of the first one, yet the first one is entertaining. Also, the PG-13 didn't help either. You dumbasses. That's what didn't help. Yes, 2 hours and 6 minutes. It made 214 million, but it was still a flop because in the US, oh, there's a sequel confirmed. Stallone, you're too old. Just stop. The first movie was cool. And if you do a fourth one, it better make up for this shit because I don't want to see the hobo coming back. I don't want to see her in this movie. I don't want to see Bayenga. I don't want to see Liam Hemsworth again or anybody from Australia. I don't want to see freaking Gemma Chan from Captain Marvel. I don't want to see any more. We get it. These are diverse cast members. You did that. You already proved that with the first one. This one was shit, and it let me down so much. Yeah, the movie only made 39 million in the US. That's a massive bomb. Massive. It almost made as much as Dark Phoenix in the US. So fuck that movie. Expendables 3. Next, oh boy, Kenneth is going to destroy me in the comments. There's always half of the people that are going to see episode 9, but I don't freaking care. 2015, we got that freaking movie. 2015, we got a good SpongeBob sequel. 2015, we got a good Ant-Man movie. But we also got bullshit like Terminator Genesis, which I didn't see, but I saw the trailer, so I saw the movie. So Jurassic World, the worst movie I saw in 2015, and this movie that I say is still the second most disappointing film I've seen in this decade and of all time. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. This is for you, JJ. This is for you, Kathleen Kennedy. I've already ranted on this movie for the past 4 years. You know it. Watch it on my channel. It says defending it. Trust me. I don't feel the same way as I did back then. This has the worst freaking. This has no payoff. This is a sequel that was made for money. Kathleen Kennedy is a freaking robber. She's gonna rob you of your money this weekend. I guarantee it. Fans of this bullshit rehash agenda filled trilogy. These characters are the worst characters in the franchise. Like I said before, I can go on and on about how much I hate freaking Finn. You could have used him better and not make him a freaking comic relief. Because guess what? He ain't African American. He's a Brit. You have the worst character, the most unapologetic bullshit SJW feminist character I've seen since Bella Swan in the freaking Twilight movies. Hobo with a stick, aka Ray, aka the hellspawn known as Daisy Ridley. Yeah. I hate that girl with every fiber of my being. Every fiber of this being that you see before you. Every single time I see that girl's face, I get pissed off because I'm like, Natalie Portman did it better and she got shit for that, for the prequels. Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace, she was the best Leia that could have been. And what did they do? They make this girl can do everything because they think she's a messiah. Good luck flipping over that bullshit TIE fighter and having your happy ending because guess what? People in 5 years from now, no one's going to remember who you are. You have a 30-year gap between Return of the Jedi and this movie. What has happened? Nothing has changed. The Empire, I mean, the First Order is freaking in power now. Where the hell did they come from? Huh? Why is Luke on a freaking island alone? Huh? Where's the explanation for that? Why does the ending have no payoff? Oh, she finds Luke, she gives him the lightsaber, he looks at her like this, the movie ends, and the next movie shits the bed, but I'm not going to get to that. You have Han coming back after 30 years. And you know what Harrison Ford said? You know what, JJ? I'll come back if you kill me off. Instead of doing it in a heroic way, him and Chewie crashing into the Star Killer with the Millennium Falcon so that no one ever touches it. Instead, he's like, hey, Ben, I'm your father. Let me talk to you. Maybe I can bring you back. And he kills him like a bitch and he falls into a pit. Where's the freaking good in this movie, huh? I said the opening crawl. Well, not the words, because Luke Skywalker vanishing is bullshit. But the opening when they burning down the village, Kylo Ren freaking taking off his mask. Why did you do that? Oh, because we don't want him to be a copy of Darth Vader. He's Darth Vader with a freaking hissy fit, and he's not badass. That's why they have to bring the Emperor back in Episode 9 for bullshit fan service. You have female characters that do nothing. You have Billy Lord, who's Carrie Fisher's daughter. She's in the background. Greg Grunberg, he's a pilot. He doesn't do much. You pissed off. Your Poe could have been interesting, but you made him into a freaking. You took away his balls in Last Jedi. And why does this movie have feminism? Most Star Wars fans are male. You freaking idiots. We're male. Every member of the Nerd Pack is a male man. We have a penis. Not a vagina or both. We have a penis. We want to see this for us. This is our franchise. Every director that did the original films and the prequels, George Lucas, Irvin Kershner, and freaking what's his face, Richard Marquardt, that did my favorite, Return of the Jedi, all men, and they weren't preaching agendas. And I was disappointed because I said I loved it. No, I didn't. It looks good, but it's not a good freaking story. You just rehash A New Hope with more CGI, and freaking locations that we saw already in the originals. A bigger budget doesn't mean it's a better movie. And the hobo getting so much praise. She doesn't show any femininity whatsoever. We don't see her tits, we don't see her legs, we don't see her back, we don't even see a freaking arm. The whole movie she's like this, covered. The only thing we see is her face, and I hate her face, guys. I hate it. That face has caused me nightmares for 4 freaking years. But after the snap, she's gone next year. No more freaking hobos in the theater. Thank God. I am never going to suffer through that freaking girl's acting again. Every time she opened her mouth, I said, please, please kill this character. I hate this character so much. She ruined the freaking movie for me. I was already disinterested once Han died. That lightsaber battle at the end, pussified. Too much screaming, snow. It's bullshit. Granted, there's no snow in A New Hope, but it's still bullshit. The end fight ends in a draw. You want to see this done better? See freaking Civil War. Captain America Civil War. That's the better fight with 3 people. Yeah, 3 people, and it's personal. There's nothing personal in this movie or in any of the other movies. I hated every second that Ray was on the thing. I hate this character. Hobo with a stick, you're dead. 3 days, your career is over. You'll never darken another day of mine again. You'll never be in another movie that will ruin my life. The way this was almost as bad as Sucker Punch, but that I was looking forward to. This, my expectations were low. And I hated every second that the girl was on. I hate what she represents. I hate the actress with a passion. I don't want to see any more hobos. No more. Brie Larson with a lightsaber, like I said, more badass than your freaking. I can do everything. I can use the force while lying down. I can pilot a ship that I never touched. I can freaking bring people back from the dead. No, you can't. I'm done with you. I'm done with this franchise. It ended with Revenge of the Sith. You're not going to be better than that Episode 9. And this wasn't either. This was not better than A New Hope or Empire or Jedi or even Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. They have their flaws, but they told different stories. But that's enough of that. I hate that movie. That movie is the reason why I don't want to go see the new one. I want a good story. I want characters that are likable. I want something different. I don't want SJW agendas and subverting expectations and shitting on the fans of the OG, of the EU, of Star Wars. That's what you did, Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams and Ruin Johnston. You all did that. Thank God Colin Trevorrow said, "Yeah, I screwed up Jurassic World. I'm not gonna screw up another franchise." He took the easy way out, but these people are not. You're all. I'm finished with every single one of you in the next decade. If you ruin another franchise, you're done. But I don't want this video to get flagged, so let's continue. That was 2015. Trust me, that movie hurt me a lot. 2016, we have a lesser movie. This one did not ruin my life. It was just mediocre. Suicide Squad. You already saw my rant on this. I didn't care for this movie. It's a rainbow colored mess. It's edited to shit. It's trying to be Guardians of the Galaxy with a stupid soundtrack and jokes that feel out of place. These villains that suck, except for Deadshot. I hate Harley Quinn. That's why I'm not seeing Birds of Prey because I don't think she's sexy. She's slutty. It's a slutty Aussie chick with booty shorts and talking like this, Mr. J. Mr. J's not in your freaking movie. He's doing better things with the Joaquin Phoenix performance that we saw back in October. Fuck Suicide Squad. Extended cut, yeah. One or two more flashbacks don't save it. Underusing Batman, underusing the Flash, making the Enchantress the villain doing this. And people say this is good. What the hell kind of drugs were they on when they saw this? I saw this in the theater. I wanted to walk out several times. Fighting putties in the freaking dark. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see in my DC movies. A fight scene like this. That's the freaking fight scene. And Margot Robbie gets freaking praised for this movie. I don't know what people see in her. Bombshell indeed. When you come out the same day as episode 9, you're both gonna explode in your faces. People are tired of agendas, people. But this movie sucks, and you know why. Check out my rant on this from last year or 2017. It is a pile of garbage. DC was lucky they got Wonder Woman and Aquaman as Shazam, or this would have killed it way before Justice League. But anyway, that's Suicide Squad. I didn't care for this movie. It was underwhelming. I saw it in the theater, and I wish I hadn't, considering how better DC movies we would get later, and some that we got in the past who were much better. But anyway, that's that. 2017. I haven't reviewed this movie because I'm afraid the Disney fans are gonna just castrate me. But this is the 2017 remake of Beauty and the Beast, the live action remake. Why? What was the point of this movie? To make $1 billion to show me the same freaking movie I saw when I was a kid? Same freaking songs, just sung worse. Bad CGI, creepy imagery, a long over 2 hour running time. You have a beast that looks like the freaking Krampus monster. You got Emma Watson, good actress. She can't sing. The movie is dreary. It has no. It's like they sapped all the personality out of the movie. Everybody in the freaking in Paris or in France looks like freaking Belle. They all wear blue. Like in the original, the first Disney version was colorful and short and beautiful, and Paige O'Hara can sing, and the movie's romantic and it's wonderful and it's uplifting. The kiss at the end, you feel it when Beast turns back into human and the kiss, it's magical. This movie, I was so freaking bored. Disney, please don't remake any more of your movies. Stop taking my childhood and bastardizing it. Mulan, I don't know. I'm very mixed on that. Dumbo, I didn't see it. Bin Laden, aka Aladdin 2019, I skipped it. And I'm lucky for it. Lion King, you literally did the same thing you did with this movie. You took a classic Disney movie, adapted from something else, and you made it longer, and you made it boring, and you sucked out the personality. Yeah, because that's what we wanted in this decade. Our childhood taking all the freaking having its soul sucked out of it. What is wrong with you, Disney? I loved Frozen 2. That was amazing. Toy Story 3 was good. It was just overrated. I liked the first Frozen. I did. It's grown on me. The MCU movies are amazing. They all have personality. Even Thor: The Dark World and freaking Iron Man 3 have some jokes in it. This movie was just lifeless and boring, and everything about it sucks. And I wish I'd never seen it. It's the same movie I saw when I was a kid. The same freaking movie, same lines, same songs, no personality. None whatsoever. I'm just stunned. I don't know how people went to see this and liked it. It's boring. Just see the 91 version. You're going to do yourself a favor. You'll save yourself an hour of freaking torture if you don't see this version. This can be skipped. I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it at home and I told my sister, this is the same freaking movie. It literally is. It's a plagiarized version. How did they stretch it out? They give Beast a backstory, which wasn't needed. Beast has a teleporter. There's two new songs, Evermore's a good song. That song is amazing because it was the only song in the movie that was uplifting and interesting. Didn't get an Oscar nomination, but it was well done. But everything else sucked. And I don't know if I'll ever review this because I'll be saying the same thing. It's the same movie from 1991, just with less appeal. And Emma Watson, don't ever sing again because you're not a singer. Emma Stone's a singer. At least she sang in La La Land. But anyway, that was the most disappointing film from that year. Last year, 2018. No, it's not Black Panther. I loved it. You guys know that. This is the only TV movie in this list because it bummed me out that much. 2018's Zombies, aka Zambos. The only good thing in this movie is the two leads. Milo Manheim and freaking Meg Donnelly are cute together. They have good chemistry. Meg Donnelly is beautiful. Very appealing. Very young for me, but very appealing. But everything else sucks. The villain Bucky, not from Captain America. This Bucky is a freaking over the top cartoon character that's nothing like the villain like Sharpay in the High School Musical movies. This movie is a Diet Coke version of the early Disney Channel movies like High School Musical and Camp Rock and freaking the Cheetah Girls movies. I've seen it already. Disney Channel, do something better. And this is getting a sequel. This lackluster, boring freaking, it doesn't have the zombies don't even eat brains. These are Joker's children. They have green hair and they have makeup. They don't look like zombies. See The Walking Dead, the early seasons of that. Those are zombies. Dawn of the Dead, the Resident Evil games. Those are zombies, not these freaking colorful jumping around freaking colored zombies that don't even bite people. It's pussified. I know they're not going to show gore in a kids movie. I get it, but do something. There were vampires in My Babysitter's a Vampire, and they bit people, and that was on the Disney Channel. So don't give me that. This was just really boring. I don't know how this even got so many views. It's like a Lemonade Mouth. I never saw the appeal of that movie. My Disney Channel movies have to have personality and likable characters and songs that I could remember. I didn't remember any of the songs, any of them. But hopefully, after the second one, you get it out of your system. I don't want to see any more of these HSM clones. And no, I'm not seeing the HSM the musical series on Disney Plus. I've had enough of Diet Soda on the Disney Channel and Disney XD and Disney Junior and freaking Disney Plus. Give me something different that doesn't suck. And also, the biggest sin of all they did is this movie. They ripped off this girl. Yeah, I'm not freaking kidding. Meg Donnelly, the whole freaking movie, she's wearing a blonde wig. And she does this. She takes her blonde wig off and she has Elsa's white hair. Writers, this is for you, not for Meg Donnelly. I get it. You're obsessed with Elsa. That's why she made $1 billion for you. Twice. But this girl's not Elsa. What the hell is her name in the movie? Addison. Oh, to cover up her natural white hair. What are you, 100? What are you, 80 years old? No girl has white hair. Unless you're freaking old or you have like some kind of condition that makes your hair platinum blonde. And just everything in this movie. Bucky was Trevor Tordman. He's awful. A self-centered cousin who leads the Saberbrook High School cheerleading team. Again, I saw the cheerleading things done in other movies too. Uh, yeah, Kingston Foster is Zoe Zed's little sister. Yeah, that's the black girl. Uh, and then there's gay Asian guy. Yeah, because that's exactly what I wanted to see in my Disney Channel movies. Gay stereotypes. No, I told you I'm heterosexual. I have no interest in homosexuals, men or women. Sorry, Eros. I'm sorry. I'm attracted to only female women, humans. That's all. I don't need anything else. Trust me. But anyway, this sequel, I'm not going to see it. I will not review it. I will not see it. Zambos just was soulless. Thank God I didn't beat the first two High School Musical movies in the views because I just did not care for it. Maybe if I was 12, I would have liked it, but in my 30s, no. It's underwhelming. But this is almost 40 minutes, so let's finish this off with 2019, which honestly, this is probably the least terrible of the disappointments that I saw in this decade. This is a comedy. Comedy. The trailer made me laugh once. This movie, when I saw it, it was nothing like the trailer. And that is Stuber. Yeah, Stuber is the most disappointing movie of the end of this decade for me. Not you, but for me. Kumail Nanjiani is really trying, but the material they give him is weak. Dave Bautista was the only one that made me laugh. Chuckle once. Karen Gilliam, Josh is obsessed with her. She does nothing in this movie. She's in the first 5 minutes and dies. There, I saved you an hour. There's other guys that they have sex jokes. Again, I've seen these sex jokes done already a million times in the 90s and the early 2000s. It's not new anymore. Saying fuck every other sentence is not funny. The action is shaky cam. You can't see a thing. Everything is shaking when they're running or jumping or whatever. Tony Jaa, I think he's one of the villains here. You could barely see what he's doing because they can't keep this camera steady. Once I got to the male stripper scene, I was out. I walked out of the theater of this movie. I saw this movie for free. I wish I had never seen it at all. I wish I'd just either not seen it or watched it on Netflix or something because this did not make me laugh. But it's not the worst of the last 10 years. I think it's just underwhelming because I liked the trailer and I was like, oh, that looks funny. I'll go see it, and I walked out because I could take no more. But that's my list, guys. 41 minutes of, well, almost 42 minutes of bashing about movies in this decade that just disappointed me. What's worse than a bad movie is a movie that disappoints you. You had some expectations and then it crashes down. But anyway, these movies, I'll never watch them again. And if I do, I better like not look at the screen because it'll remind me of bad times. But yeah, if you whatever you want to have a list of your own, make a list of your own of the top 10 most disappointing movies you saw in this decade. One per year, different one per franchise. So I don't want to see all the Star Wars movies. No, I only put one. Rogue One, I was bored. I skipped Last Jedi and I didn't see Solo, so I'm fine. After Episode 9 is done, I can relax. I can recover. Finally, I don't have to sit through any more of these god awful SJWs in space. I don't have to see any more Predator movies done by Fox. No, because they will never make another one the way they did before. I'll never have to see any more Suicide Squads because there'll be a sequel without Will Smith, so that's already dead in the water. No more Stubers. Give me a comedy that's funny or don't give me anything at all. And no more of these bad sequels. Just stop. Give me something good or don't give me something at all. But this is what I learned from the 2010s. Yeah. Never never take any film for granted from the past because there will always be a film in the present that sucks harder. I'll leave it with that, guys. See you guys in the next video. Hopefully less stressed out. But anyway, if I don't see you before the holidays, have a good Christmas, and I'll definitely be here on before New Year's. So later, guys.